Hi, we're from the Library Llamas Book Club. I'm Jacob.
I'm Anrika.
And I'm Emma.
Today we'll be interviewing the brilliant illustrator, Ross Kinnaird.
Is that me?
Yes,
Brilliant.
you're brilliant.
Wow, you've got the first statement correct. That's really
You are
good.
very brilliant.
That's true.
Ross,
Yes.
how did you become the famous illustrator you are today?
Well, I started off being, I was always famous. Even as a baby, I was famous. So the famous part was a given. That was quite easy. So then I became an illustrator. And I became an illustrator because I was really bad at maths at school. Terrible at maths. 1 and 1 is 11, is that right?
That's what I used to
Near-
think.
near enough.
I think it's 2.
I think
Was
it's
it?
11.
I think it's 11.
I'm
So
sorry.
I was so bad at math. I used to draw pictures in all my maths books. So then I became an illustrator because I liked to draw and I couldn't do maths. So then I went to art school, and then I worked for advertising for many years. I worked in Hong Kong and London and Sydney and all sorts of places. And then drawing pictures because there were no computers then. Dun, 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 dun. No computers at all. And then when my daughter was about 5 years old, I was reading stories to her, and I thought, I'd like to draw pictures. I'd like to do a book for kids. And so that book was my first book, which was Why Do Dogs Sniff Bottoms?
What do you use to draw your illustrations?
I use a computer. So I have a little computer. It's an Apple computer. It's about this big. But I have something called a Wacom tablet, which is, you know, you have an
Like a drawing
iPad,
tablet.
but it's this big.
And
Ooh.
then you take like a stylus, I'm
I
guessing.
take a stylus and I draw on the page,
And
and-
it shows up on the computer.
and the note shows up on the page on the stylus underneath. So it's like drawing on paper, but it's drawing on the computer. And that's really good because sometimes the author lives quite far away. And when you're drawing pictures and illustrating books, you'd like to talk to the author and show them the rough pictures that you've drawn. And so with a computer, it's really good because I can do a little scribble. And with Dawn McMillan, who I work with a lot, I can go, I wonder if Dawn means this. I wonder if that's what she was thinking about. And then I can send it to her, and she can have a look at it. She can go, yeah, that's right. So I work on a computer.
Like an email.
Like an email, exactly right.
Are there any things you don't like to draw or aren't good at drawing?
I find it very difficult to draw feet. Most of my books are funny characters, and so they're kind of cartoons. And so I find it quite difficult to draw realistic pictures. I can, because I do that for my other job, working in advertising. But I don't enjoy it as much. I like to say to people that I grew up here in Hamilton, but I didn't like it, so I grew down again. So that's why I like doing kids' books.
How many books have you illustrated?
My goodness, I think around about 30, something like that. There are lots of little ones that I've illustrated that I don't have copies of. You know, like Kiwi Bites. Have you seen the Kiwi Bites books with the chunks
We
out
have
of them?
tons of them here.
Yeah, so I've illustrated a few of those, and I've lost count of how many. I think it's about 3 of those or something. So I think round about 30 books. I'm bad at maths, so that might be 130, or maybe it's 13, maybe it's 3.
I believe
Somewhere
it is-
between 130 and 3.
I believe-
How many hours a day do you draw? How long does it take you to illustrate the average book?
Well, the average book takes me, it doesn't take me that long, because I like work quite quickly. So a book might take me 2 weeks, but it goes back and forward quite a lot, you know, so I do a black and white drawings and I send them to the author and the publisher, and they think about them for a while and they send them back, and I may do some changes, Then I might do the colour. I might send one back to them to make sure they enjoy that, that they approve of that, and they send it back to me. So it can take a long time, but my part in it, I would draw. Sometimes I've got books to do, and sometimes I haven't got books to do. So when I haven't got books to do, I go fishing, or I do the cooking, the cleaning. Otherwise, my wife gets angry because she works and I work from home. And but if I have got work to do, book to do, I would spend about 4 or 5 hours a day. I find you can't do it for too long. You sort of get a bit crazy, and I have to go for a walk. Yes, that's right.
Can you name your top 3 favourite books to illustrate?
To illustrate, or that I have illustrated?
Have illustrated.
Have illustrated. Well, Why Do Dogs Sniff Bottoms was probably my favourite one, because that started the whole thing with kids' books for me.
Yeah, it kept your career sky high.
That got my career sky high, that's right. And lots of my books have become... when I did I Need a New Bum, I was a bit worried about that one. I thought it was another bum story, bottoms, bums, and I was worried. I thought, oh no, people are going to think I was on TV, on 7 Sharp last year, and they called me the bum guy. Oh, thanks, but I had fun doing that. But anyway, the bum book has been, I Need a New Bum, has been really popular. It's in America and now it's in China. So that's kind of become a favourite because I'm making a little bit of money. So that's...
Are you working on a book at the moment? Can you tell us anything about it?
Yes, I am working on a book at the moment, and it's called Yakety Zack. And it's about a little boy who talks too much. That's about as much as I can tell you. It's not a great secret, but it's a bit complicated to explain. But yes, I'm working on that right at this moment. Well, not right at this moment, but tomorrow I will work on that.
What are the best things kids can do if they want to be an illustrator one day?
The first thing to do is to look at all the books in your library and see how the illustrator has matched the story. And the second best thing is to just practice drawing what's in your imagination. When you read a story and pictures will pop up in your head. I'm always amazed that we all might read the same story, but we've all got different pictures that come up in our heads, don't we? If it's a character or a boy or a girl walking down the road, we might have completely different ideas of what he or she looks like. So writing down what's in your head and practicing that is a really good way to, if you start with your own stories and think about how you might change the character in the story from page to page to page as well.
Ross, can Anrika and I challenge you to a draw-off?
Da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm a bit worried you might win.
No,
Okay.
There's no
You're
winning
right,
and there's no winning this.
Okay,
So,
of course you can.
There's no winning in this one.
There's no winning.
those
I don't
two
get a
did
prize.
Judge me before
Oh,
you
okay.
came with that cat. I'm really disappointed.
We're all going to have 1 minute to draw a cat.
Except for
Okay.
her, she's not doing it.
She's not doing it. She doesn't want to.
No, okay, that's fair enough. Oh, I'm doing it here, right now.
right.
Oh, when do we start? Let me think how to get into this drawing zone.
Draw a cat. 1 minute.
On your marks, get set, go.
Go.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Done.
Done.
Well, that's the worst cat I've ever drawn.
That looks great.
What I did,
Yeah.
I actually drew a mouse as well.
I drew my cat.
This is mine.
That's a very cubist cat. And that's good. Where's his body? Oh, I see. He's got little. Yeah.
Little squishy
That's
little
pretty
cat.
good.
It's
That's
my
pretty
cat.
good.
My cat is always like this, upside
Okay.
down.
Thanks for your time, Ross.
You're welcome. It was
That
good
was
fun.
really fun.
Yes, it was really fun. That's
You
really
are
good.
very brilliant.
That's true.
Very. I just did that line. I just did that line.